grooming. So, as some of you are aware, this is my boy Ace. He is a white German Shepherd. He's 7 years old, and today we're going to show you how to brush him. So let's grab a brush. He has a double coat. He has a lot of coat. He hasn't been brushed recently. He was groomed 2 weeks ago and then decided to go for a swim in the dam. So he's a bit hairy. So we're going to just brush again with him, same with the curly coated dog. You need to make sure that you're brushing all the way to skin level to get out all the excess coat that you've got. If you section with a dog like this, it's easier just to section areas off to make the issue, to make the grooming easier. You can, do this section, and then once you've gone all the way through this area, then you can then choose to get the next bit and so forth. If you section your dog off, you'll find that it's easier and quicker. Also make sure that you get in behind the ear here. It's really important that this area you pay particular attention to. With golden retrievers, with border collies, Shelties, Japanese Spitz, Samoyeds, any of those dogs, this is where they're going to mat. Usually it's because there's longer hair here, but also because an owner will go, "Oh baby, I love you," and that mats there. So that's why that area tends to get a little bit more matted than, say, the rest of the coat. So if you pay particular attention to this and make sure that there are no knots, and if there are, you just need to keep working that area. If you have to separate the hair, and just so you can get into it. Now also you'll find that in this area you've got this long floaty hair. With that, you can actually get the end of the hair here and just lightly pull, and you'll see that hair just pulls straight out. That's because the coat is dead. Oh baby, good boy. He wants to lick me. That's because the coat, stop it. That's because the coat is dead and it needs to come out, and that will also help with maintaining this back ear section so that it doesn't get matted, because you don't have all of this extra coat sitting there. Okay, it is as easy as getting the end of the hair and just lightly pulling. If it's not ready, if it's not loose, it won't come out. So you can see that hair is actually loose. Okay, it's just really easily coming out, and that will also help to stop this particular area in matting in these next 6 weeks. Also, once you've brushed, I'll just grab, you can use what we call undercoat rakes. So these two are both what we call undercoat rakes. I can show you here with him. Stand, Ace, stand, good boy. So we can just use the undercoat rake. Now you don't press hard with this, you just lightly rake it through his coat, and you'll see again that it's just pulling out all that dead undercoat. So I'm not using any force, but I'm just going to make sure that I can lightly feel his skin without any pressure. And you can just see how much coat is coming out of that. So you would just go through his coat like that, and paying particular attention to areas of the dog that do tend to get more coat than anywhere else. Stand, which is this shoulder area here and his back area here, and his pants, what we call his pants, which are here. So this is really long and really, really thick. So with this, you would make sure, I might turn him around. Ace, turn. Ace, turn. Good boy. just a better view for his back end for you. So with this, you would just make sure that you start to brush through it first. Okay, so like with all of us, even our hair, you make sure that you brush through it first and start at the end and work your way deeper as you go. So if any of you have got long hair, you'll understand the principle of this. It's exactly the same with the dog as it is with your own hair. So you can see that I'm actually getting further and further through this coat. And I've got my hand on the inside, so I'm actually brushing the brush over my hand, not his skin. And I can feel it. So once I start feeling it to my hand, I know that I'm getting all the way through this coat. Okay? Now, if I had an area here that was a little bit knotted or matted, so again, I'm going to separate the hair here. And I'm going to do it in sections and brush in sections so that I'm able to then get through. You can also hold the particular hair away, and so I'm going to now brush this line of hair. Stand up, baby, sorry. With a dog like this, sometimes it might pay to have a friend or a partner or one of the kids or something holding him and just holding your hand under here, because he'll likely want to try and sit. So to avoid that, you can do that. With a dog like this too, I mean, I've got my table here in my kitchen area, but if you don't have a table that you can stand him on, something like a small coffee table or a timber box or a pallet or something like that. You could get a couple of pallets and put them in an area and get your dog, put a piece of timber over that and then get your dog to stand up on that as a platform. It's always good, no matter what dog it is, to have your dog on a platform. So I'm going to go all the way over his coat, making sure that we get these areas where the dog has extra coat. Now, like with the other dogs too, you can use a misting spray and mist over these long areas to help you get through any of that hair. I'm obviously not going to do his whole body, or we would be here for a couple of hours. And he does take a couple of hours to do him from start to finish, fully de-shedded, fully brushed and combed out. Usually he takes about 3 hours. Stand. So you can see now I'm going to go through with a different comb, and I'm going to get in and get the rest of this undercoat right from the base and pull it all out. So I'm going to start and do his back line first and then take him each side after that. And again, sectioning him off so that I know that I'm doing the head and the front leg section, and then the next section I would do the middle of the body section, and then the rear, just because it makes it easier. But if you're, the main sections you'd want to be concentrating on, say for a golden retriever, for example, would be the tail, the pants, and the back of the ears. For a border collie, I would say the back of the ears and the pants. So, you might not want to do the whole dog in one day. You don't necessarily have to. You can just make sure that you do the back of the ears and the pants. I would recommend that you do them once a week, just to make sure that that stays nice and clear. And then the rest of the body you could just do once a fortnight, or, I like to keep my dogs pretty well groomed, because my dogs are all inside. They all sleep in the house. So they need to be clean, and, they need to not drop hair all over the place. And he drops a lot of hair. So yeah, so that's just with him. And again, you would just make sure that you are doing his feet. And I always get your brush and I always brush the hair from in between the toes. Brush that up so that you're making sure, and he doesn't particularly like this, but that you're making sure that you're getting the hair between his toes so that that hair there doesn't get matted, because you don't want any of this to be matted and cause a problem. And again, you need to make sure that you're doing under their arms as well, which again, he doesn't particularly like. Shh, you're okay, shh. But he's a good boy. Don't lick. Good boy. No, don't lick. So you can see that he's actually got a knot here. So I'm just going to keep slowly working at that knot. And get it out. So that's now got that knot out. And so we'll lift his leg and we'll do the other side of that, just to make sure that we're getting all of that area out. Done. Good boy, Ace. So that's all from Carla at Big Paws Little Paws with a double coated breed. So if you have any videos of yourself brushing your dog or want any help, I'll send them through and I will give you a hand.